welcome to the brand new Daily Tech Show. And I'm your host, Jon Myer, and I'm also known as the AWS blogger. Before we get started, what is this show all about? I'd like to say it's for us geeks, but I think everyone's going to enjoy it. We're going to bring you the latest tech news around AWS, and we might sprinkle some of those other public clouds into the conversation. Stick around today because we have a special guest joining the show, Chuck Frye, who will be helping me explain an awesome product from Spot. No, not this Spot, but called Elastigroup. Before we welcome Chuck to the show, how about some tech news? Just a few days ago, AWS announced the AWS BugBust, the world's first global competition for Java and Python developers collectively to fix 1 million bugs, eliminating software errors and saving millions of dollars using Amazon Code Guru. Now, what is Code Guru, you ask? Well, it's a developer tool that provides intelligent recommendations to improve code quality and identify an application's most expensive lines of code. And it looks like AWS found a way to pump up one of the usages of their services. Now, how about some totally useless news? A Louisiana couple were shocked after a bank mistakenly deposited $50 billion into their account. Oops, sorry, bank, but you can leave that right there. Now, remember, if you like what you see, don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, and also drop some comments about the show and what you think. Now, let me introduce you to a good friend of mine, Chuck Frye. Chuck, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, thanks, John. Thanks for having me.
Chuck, I'm glad you are joining me again on the show. And I think we need to give everybody a little bit of your educational background and why you're here today.
Yes, happy to. Yes, so I hold several degrees, including a doctorate, from the distinguished for-profit educational institution known as Chuck S. Frye University.
Oh, wow. Chuck, are you taking applicants? I'd like to get a hold of one.
Yeah. We anytime, just sign up online. We'll take it. It's it just costs a little bit of money, but sign up.
Just a little bit. Can I contact that bank in Louisiana for just to borrow some of that?
You'd probably need about at least half of what was deposited in their account to start.
Awesome. I will have to take some donations probably. But moving on, Chuck, what title would you give yourself?
Yes, the title would be Dr. Cloud.
Wow, Dr. Cloud, is that like Doctor Strange, but you're really experiencing the cloud? Can I just call you DC instead of Chuck?
DC works. Yeah, that works. Some people call me that.
All right. So, Chuck, let's talk about Elastigroup from Spot by NetApp. So, could you tell us what is Elastigroup?
Yeah, I'd be happy to. I'll demonstrate what Elastigroup is using this here slime. So basically, Elastigroup is a group of elasticity, which really stretches out. And you can really have fun with it. Ooh, now look at all that elasticity. I've been elasti-slimed. See? That's it's kind of fun, but can be kind of sticky.
Wow, Chuck, I think that sounds a little messy. You might want to give that back to your kids just to save some of the time. I thought it was an autoscaler on steroids powered by machine learning that continuously optimizes your environment while providing up to 90% cost savings. But what the heck do I know?
No, that sounds right. I was going to say that.
You know what? As Dr. Cloud, I'm sure you were going to add that in there at the end, and I'm sorry if I cut you off before you got a chance to explain it a little bit more.
That's okay.
Now, Chuck, now that you know about Elastigroup, what about this so-called spot market scoring?
Yeah, I definitely know what that is. Yeah, so spot market scoring is basically spotting the best antique markets out there and scoring them accordingly. So I prefer the antique market Rogers, the Rogers Antique Market located in Rogers, Ohio.
Once again, that's very interesting to hear your definition of the antique market. I really thought spot market scoring is really where spot markets are defined as a supply and demand for a specific instant type, specific spot pricing, maybe availability zone, or even the specific product of Linux or Windows. And those spot markets are ranked by Elastigroup based on real-time and historical data on availability and cost, enabling Elastigroup to predict interruptions to instances in a market approximately 15 minutes prior to those interruptions. This advanced notification on upcoming interruption is what triggers the spot instance replacement and ensures continuous availability of your workloads. Basically, if you take a look at the picture up here, you notice the different colors that indicate the availability of specific instance types in a specific region and availability zone. What do you think, Chuck?
Yeah. I was going to say that too. That checks out.
Well, you know what, Chuck? Based off some of our previous conversations, I think you need a little help understanding Elastigroup. And as always, I put together some training here on an iPad. Let me ship it to you.
Okay, sure.
All right, now let's get that out to you. Wait for it.
Okay.
Delivery service.
Oh, wow. Okay. That was fast. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let me take a look at it here.
So, Chuck, from our last chat, I know this won't take long, so I'm going to give you a couple of minutes to review the stuff.
I got it. I'm done. Got it.
All right, Chuck. Now that you had a chance to go through it rather quickly, what are some other benefits of Elastigroup?
Oh, yes. Benefits of Elastigroup include slashing your cloud infrastructure costs, delivering application performance, and finally, simplifying cloud operations.
Well, when you simplify those cloud operations, can you tell us maybe some of the integrations that are available for Elastigroup?
Yes, John, happy to. Elastigroup basically seamlessly integrates with the following: load balancing, Elastic Beanstalk, Code Deploy, AWS Batch, Docker Swarm, EMR, Jenkins, Chef, GitLab, and more.
Wow. They have a lot of integrations there for the environments. This sounds like an awesome product. Now, when I was in the console provisioning out a new group, I noticed this new thing called Predictive Rebalancing. Can you give us a little more insight on it?
Yeah, glad to. Well, at the top of my head, predictive rebalancing can be defined as a series of algorithms used to predict spot instance interruptions in advance, gracefully draining at-risk instances and migrating them to new instances to avoid disruption and maintain required capacity.
Wow. You know what, Chuck? Or DC? That was spot on. Excuse the pun.
I like it.
Perfect for that. It just happens from spot time to time, and you never know when it's going to jump in there.
Love it. Keep it going.
So, DC, one last question before I ask you a quick technical question on Elastigroup. What are some of the methods I could use to deploy Elastigroup?
Yeah, there are many methods, but personally, I prefer Terraform, CloudFormation, or JSON.
I'm a big CloudFormation person, but I really like the JSON, and I really like how quickly I can import it and deploy out another Elastigroup, and I can just move on to the next thing. That's really an awesome feature that is provided for us within the console. Chuck, thanks for that background on the deployment methods.
My pleasure.
All right, so Chuck, I've got a technical question for you. Now that you are up to speed on Elastigroup, I deployed my own. I noticed in my Elastigroup that I'm using more on-demand instances than Spot in the last few weeks. Now, I've only selected one Spot type in the configuration capacity pool. What the heck is going on?
Yes, you've come to the right place. Great question. It comes up from time to time, and it depends on a few things, such as the amount of Spot capacity for a specific instance type within the region, availability zone, or instance types. But from the sound of it, we could easily resolve the issue by adding more Spot instance types to the capacity pool, which would provide more options for available Spot capacity.
Interesting. I'm going to have to give that a try. And I'll put you there on my speed dial as a technical expert on troubleshooting some of my problems that I'm having in Elastigroup. So I really appreciate that. Let me give that a test, and I'll get back to you on that.
Yeah, no. Feel free to reach out to me anytime. You can page me at 212-555-CLOUD.
So, Chuck, you just gave us your pager number. Is that how we get started?
Yeah, that's the best way to reach me. Pager's always on. I usually respond, immediately. So I actually carry around 3 pagers, just to be safe. So
3.
please page me anytime. My other pager is 212-555-Chuck.
Oh, awesome. I love that. And that's your other pager. You know what, Chuck? I haven't had a pager since the 90s, so this is really cool. If you want to page Chuck for more information, feel free, or you might get faster information by looking at the link in the description below. If you want to see more of Chuck explain Spot, drop a comment below on what you'd like to see him explain next. Also, if you like this content, hit those like, subscribe, and notification. Oh, and please don't forget to page Chuck and let me know how it works out. So, Chuck, thank you for joining the Daily Tech Show and providing us an awesome insight on Spot by NetApp Elastigroup. Anything else you'd like to add before we end the show?
No, thanks for having me. I have 2 ties. This is Chuck Frye signing out.
Thank you, everybody, and I hope you enjoyed the show. Have a good one.